Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining our webinar today, which we have titled as Concept to Flight, how you can accelerate the development and certification of smarter drones using the 3D Experience platform. So before I hand over to our technical speaker today, I would like to give a brief introduction about our company, EDS Technologies. So we are one of the largest technology solutions providers in India with more than 30 years of business transformation experience. We help transform businesses by enabling the adoption of virtual twin, geospatial analytics, and 3D printing technologies. We have introduced many technologies like 3D printing, VR, digital manufacturing, etc., for the first time to Indian customers. EDST is established itself as a trusted partner for more than 2,000 organizations across various industries, including automotive, aerospace, defense, industrial equipment, mining, and more. We have dedicated regional teams reinforced by our domain and functional consultants. We are also backed by strategic alliances with global leaders who are pioneers in their respective technology areas. We also have a widespread presence with 11 offices across India and our headquarters being at Bangalore. We are an end-to-end technology solutions provider to our customers. So our speaker for the day is Mr. Srikumar Maganti. He carries a rich experience of more than 25 years, spanning technology pre-sales, PLM implementations, project management, on-site consulting, and tech support. His expertise covers industry segments like automotive, aerospace, drones, defense, industrial equipment, marine and offshore, etc. He has worked on-site with prestigious clients like Ashok Leyland, Daimler, ADA, Cyient, and Tech Mahindra to provide the best customer experience. At TDS Technologies, he is working as Senior General Manager Technical and leads the brand of Dassault Systèmes 3D Experience, focusing on digital transformation, Industry 5.0, and sustainability. Over to you, Shikumar, sir.
Thank you, Abhay. Thanks for introducing. I'll take you through this today's agenda. Basically, we are talking about concept to flight for smarter drones. So the agenda would be like, focusing on the drones or unmanned aerial vehicles or urban air mobility or eVTOLs. So I will talk about current landscape and then trends and challenges in drones, the UAV segment, then growth drivers and defined success factors. Then I move on to collaborative mechanical engineering definition, followed by the simulations, basically the trade-off studies and validations for the drone flights simulations. And then I move into manufacturing definition, manufacturing engineering, and then followed by design governance and so on. So to start with, like drones, yeah, I mean, we are talking about different types of drones in the industry. I mean, if I have to categorize broadly into multiple domains, so I start with say telecommunication relevant drones, for temporary and emergency in networks. Then we have asset and traffic monitoring drones. So typically, when I say traffic monitoring, this is for the regular traffic functions. And of course, persons and crowd monitoring, you have something nowadays we use, even in cricket stadiums or even marriage functions, we make use of crowd monitoring drones there. And then we also move into environmental monitoring, agricultural monitoring, right? And then when it comes to agricultural, again, the spraying drones are there, like different types of spray drones, and then precision farming and crop monitoring systems, then followed by security and surveillance drones. So these are most commonly used across the border areas, like I can say. So military border areas make use of security and surveillance drones. And then infrastructure and inspection drones, again for hazard identification and detection, automated infrastructure inspection, and so on, right? And then we also look into logistics and on-demand delivery drones, typically drones meant for logistics and cargo transport. Again, in this, again, we can make use of medical drones also. So if you want to have emergency drugs passed on through medical drones, it is very much feasible under stage 3. Then we have under stage 4, we have autonomous applications, warehousing and product sorting, pest detection, and so on. So these are the different types of drones available under stage 1 and 2 and stage 3 and stage 4, which are broadly categorized by DGCA. So Director General for Civil Aviation is the authority which provides type certifications in different areas, right? Now, when it comes to trends and challenges in drone segment, there are multiple challenges like flight propulsion, automatic stabilization of the drone while in the flying condition, then remote control of the drone, autonomous navigation. These are some of the challenges with respect to UAV technology. Again, when it comes to subsystems, the actuations and propulsion, orientation and control, communications, navigation. So all these aspects will come inside. Then if you look at the technology side, we have sensors, actuators, and the motors and the software. So typically these are the building blocks. So we need to overcome these challenges basically with respect to flight propulsion, automatic stabilization, remote control, and autonomous navigation. So basically on the payload conditions, and also the flight stability, based on that only the type certifications will come in. So coming to Dassault Systems a solution here. So we offer a complete solution for the drone industry or UAV industry, starting from prototype to certification. Then being the first in the as a startup, being the first in the drone industry, being agile, being on the cloud platform, then being production ready, right? Then being operable also, like the mobility experience. So we provide complete range of solutions under 3D experience platform. Basically, from the it's a digital continuity from concept to flight. Okay, so when it comes to the driven and controlled execution, basically the project layer, the project governance, you can see like on time how the projects are running, and then how you are able to get into manufacturing mode, mass production. Then comes software as a service later. So using this software as a service, you are in a position to make use of this, and again for monitoring purpose you can make use of it. There are mobile applications which have come in for the software as a service. So these are the complete range of solutions that we offer as a part of our 3D experience platform. So which provides a digital continuity thread across all the stakeholders of the organization. So people, ideas, resources, and then data, all the information intelligence, everything coming together under one single platform, wherein most of the softwares are synchronized in such a way that you have a single source of truth. So I will talk about what is 3D experience platform basically. So 3D experience platform typically I can say it covers like from collaborative innovation to digital manufacturing through virtual twin experiences. So we have systems modeling, starting with the systems and subsystems. If you take drone into picture, basically we have mechanical components, electrical components, electronic components. We have sensors and actuators and motors. So we need to do the subsystem level, modeling, and then we need to create a systems architecture for this drone. That is where we look at it. And then requirement management, typically what kind of payload conditions it has to match, what is the flying speed, what kind of stability conditions for the type certification. All these things are taken as a functional requirements. Then we enter into project management. So this project management, as I said, you need to deliver the projects on time. So basically, when you take drone as a type certification project, so how do you deliver that and then get into the mass production? Then we have product portfolio management. Again, different types of drones to be managed here. Then you play the experience the virtual twin. Then sustainability. We talk about revealing the information intelligence. So here the data, the big data comes in basically. So the data science or data analytics, whatever you call, that information intelligence flows into this, including the artificial intelligence. So we are covering that also as a part of our solution. Then we talk about engineering to smoothly moving into manufacturing. So how do you get into the shop floor, process plans, and again, if you're using robotics or if you're using human ergonomic studies or assembly simulations as well as work instructions to the shop floor operators, everything is covered under manufacturing. So ModSim is the approach that we follow because we design as well as simulate under the single environment so that the updates are very much automatic in nature. So the engineering, again, the master design we are talking about, and the engineering, this is all well managed within the platform. So you seamlessly move from the collaborative innovation right from the ideation phase to engineering, and then you talk about preliminary and detailed design. Then you enter into the manufacturing. Then you also see the virtual twin experiences of the complete uh, drone assembly or UAV. So this is what that we offer as a part of solution. So I start with this 3D experience platform with the design and engineering team. So what are the possible things that you can do under mechanical engineering? So typically it is a sheet metal and machine part engineering. If you are using composites for the drones, especially for the military surveillance drones, you require you know um, a lot of composite materials. So we provide that composites engineering. Then we talk about continuous product development and generative engineering. When we say generative engineering, typically we model, simulate, and optimize the design. So this is where we focus on, and then we get the right results. So then you moving from mechanical engineering, you enter into the next level, next phase. So that is in the simulations phase. Basically, typically you are doing the trade-off studies. So you do the complete simulations with respect to flight dynamics with payload conditions in place. Virtually, you simulate this flying condition, and then you make these results available for the certification. Typically, DGCA accepts Dassault Systems solutions, simulation experience solutions, and then you can definitely make use of these simulation solutions as a next step. You are moving from seamlessly from design to simulation, and then you are testing all the parameters, and you are checking the structural validations, your vulnerability analysis, flight dynamics, acoustic performance, every aspect you are going to go through. And then once it is virtual simulation results are done, then you can also submit these results to DGCA body and get the type certification. So that is what we do here. Then we enter into validation of this entire governance we do through program management. Typically the multiple projects if you want to handle, we can run this project management dashboard will also include basically the engineering data associated. This is something which is important. There are multiple projects environments which are available, software is available. But today we are talking about a project governance along with associated engineering data. So you will see on one side the engineering data with the revision control, version and management, everything. And then and also you will see it is well connected with the projects and timelines with respect to phases, milestones, and gates and milestones. So this is what you do here under program management. Then once you complete this, I mean, this is an ongoing exercise for you in terms of multiple projects management. Using this layer, you can see the live dashboarding of your project in terms of how much percentage of completion is happening. Okay, then you move into manufacturing. So here we talk about assembly process engineering and virtual build. We talk about the plant and production layout pre-studies. Then we also make use of the 3D printing. So the 3D printing definition, what we call, that also we go through here. So whatever the inputs that are needed for the 3D printers, that also can be given from the same platform from the design. So at the next level, we look at the design governance for certification. So for the type certification, again, you are looking at how much percentage of the time you want to reduce, how fast you can go to DGC and get it approved. So this is where it works out. and then using the Enovia project governance layer, you can actually properly define the certification procedures, and then you can get the certification done in the same platform. So here we are covering mechanical engineering, simulations, project management, manufacturing, bill of materials, and manufacturing engineering. Typically, when I say process engineering, and then we are also talking about the type certification. So all aspects are covered under one single layer, are called 3D experience platform, which is a digital platform typically. So when I say digital platform, it is available on cloud, as well as on premise, and you can actually work from anywhere at any time on any device using this platform. So basically, you can share the latest data or information with the stakeholders with a controlled access. So that is what we are talking about in this regard. So I enter into collaborative mechanical engineering definition. So automated product engineering. I'll just take an example over here. Let me run through. So here in this case, we are talking about something called a quadcopter builder. So this using this quadcopter builder, we actually pick up all the basic elements of the drone, say with respect to electrical components or mechanical components, motors, even the printed circuit board design, everything we pick up, right? So we already have a separate set of catalogs from where you can go and choose what kind of drone it is, whether you require FPV cameras or not. You want gimbal as well as camera, and you want to highlight that. You can enter all those inputs here, the basic inputs, along with the payload and how much weight it should be. So you can highlight all that. You can highlight all the components. Now, this is basically a quadcopter builder which is available in the platform. So using this, you are in a position to pick up these elements directly onto your assembly configuration, and then you can create the basic structure of the drone in a shortest possible time frame. So this is what we can do using this quadcopter builder. So you have all the rotors and then blades, right? You have motors, and then the basic structure of the drone assembly. It's all available. You just have to go and pick up as per your requirements from the catalogs which are already available. So you need to just position them and then see how the assembly looks like. So this basic structure of the assembly is done in a very shortest time frame using this quadcopter builder, which is basically an application, which an app which will create this particular kind of the basic drone elements like this. So on top of that, if you want to edit and modify, it is very much feasible, and you can definitely get all the further design changes or further actions that you can perform on this basic design. So the main intention of this quadcopter builder is to pick up all the basic structural elements, position them, and assemble them and see how it looks like. From there, you can also create. You can go and do the further simulations on the flight dynamics as well as payloads, and then continue. You can also do the design changes and see that you are sticking to your requirement definition on the functional side. So this is the first thing that we do under collaborative mechanical engineering definition. Then we move on to automated product engineering here. So as a part of this, I enter into this again the CATIA workbench here. Mm, I just showed you this. Then I also go into something called the kinematics mechanism. So kinematics mechanism is very important for the drone or UAV. So here how it looks like, I'm trying to take examples here. The first one goes like this. So this kind of mechanisms can be created using the joints like this. So typically, this kind of mechanisms can be created with the help of multiple joints. So be it prismatic joint or a spherical joint or universal joint, you can create all the joints and create a mechanism simulation, and then you can run this mechanism with respect to length, time, and angle. So this is another simulation of the UAV which I'm trying to highlight. So in this case, this is a mechanism which opens up and then it runs. You can see the rotor blades running motion. So similarly, we can also perform on the drone assembly that what we have picked up. So we just took it as an example in our case. So first, what we do is we make this assembly and we check for basically the weight management. So total overall weight we can highlight over here: the declared weight, computed weight, incomplete weight definition, or if any particular component is missing with material, we have to highlight that and in context. So basically, the overall weight of the assembly has to be calculated and it has to be highlighted with the information intelligence that we have here. So you can see here, we are able to see the overall weight calculation and the weight tolerance what has been given. And also we are trying to highlight if any missing parts are there or any incomplete materials are there, we try to highlight all that. So this is the business intelligence essentials. Through this, you are able to see the weight definition as well as you can also see when it has been carried out. So here you can see which are those parts which are heaviest, which are fairly heavy, which are average in weight. We can categorize them and then we can showcase like this in terms of weight distribution. So this is an example here. So what I'm trying to say is like under mechanical engineering definition, we are using quad quarter builder to define the basic structural assembly, and then we perform these kinematic mechanisms. We also look at the overall weight management, what is happening right here. Right? Then I enter into what you call the collaborative mechanical engineering with the help of composites. So again, these rotor blades are prepared using composite materials, especially like we have company customers like Rafael where they use surveillance for surveillance drones. You require they use almost like more than 50% is composite materials. So in such case, how to define the composite parts with respect to stack up, sequencing, and place definition. We can do that using the same platform using CATIA Composites Engineering. So in this case, we have taken one blade and we are trying to showcase how the ply section looks like. So how the ply section looks like along with the ply orientations in multiple colors are highlighted. So you can see multiple ply groups, and then you also see the ply definition, ply area, ply sectioning, orientation, ply material. All aspects are well defined here within this composites detailed design. So in this case, we are able to generate the numerical analysis reports as well as we can do core sampling, and we can see the ply sections, how they are actually distributed across this particular blade portion. So here we can generate the ply book with each and every individual ply sheet, ply highlighted in different drawing sheets. So each one, a flattened ply, I would say, a flattened ply is generated and it is given as an input to the shop floor. So here we can generate plybook. It can be exported into DWG or DXF formats, and then from there you can definitely get the you can do the composites manufacturing preparation and so on. So this is one workbench which is available as a part of CATIA for this drone segment. And today, I mean, CATIA Composites is a well-known solution available in the industry. Then I move on to lightweight engineering and benefits. So typically, when I say lightweight engineering, you want to reduce the overall weight of this assembly. So how do you optimize the weight? How do you reduce the weight of individual components so that the overall weight of the assembly is highlighted? So we talk about lightweight. Again, the functional requirements matching with the strength, payload capabilities, maneuverability, and also durability. We check against all these conditions and see that the overall assembly is the overall assembly weight is reduced. So I'll take one simple example of how we can make use of design simulation and optimization under the same workbench. So in this case, we have a standard definition of a bracket, something like this. And this bracket, now I need to make use of this bracket, and then I need to work on this manufacturing constraints and then create a new design altogether. So in this case, what we do is we run through regular simulation, typically the clamping conditions, loading conditions, boundary conditions. So we highlight all that, and then along with that, we will also highlight the manufacturing constraints. Say what kind of manufacturing criteria that you are following. Is it milling operations, casting, or is it something with respect to 3D printing instead of subtractive manufacturing? If you are using additive manufacturing, how this is going to be? So in this case, when I run through the simulation, now I have the basic geometry, something like this, and then this basic geometry, now when I run through the simulation, I understand that this is the only area where you can see the von Mises stresses, and the rest of the area is totally not needed. So I just remove that portion which is not needed, and I will focus on the areas where there are stress concentrations, and then using subdivision surface technology, I recreate the model. So this is my optimized design based on the iterations. Now I will go and check this, this particular bracket again with the same conditions, functional definitions, whether it is meeting the requirements or not. So this kind of arriving at the most optimized shape, what we call topology and shape optimization, we do in the same workbench of the design itself. So design, simulation, and optimization, all three are combined together, again taking care of the manufacturing constraints. So this is how we arrive at a new component which is meeting 100% functional requirement at the same time, which is reduced by weight in terms of say like 40% or 50% like this. So in this case, now based on the type of manufacturing constraint, you can see the shape validation here. There are different shapes, and then we can validate all these shapes and find out what is best suitable shape for us. So in terms of overall buy to fly ratio, what you call this, we can check that, and based on that we arrive at the best possible optimized design using the software design exploration. So here we are not moving out of the workbench. We are actually completing the design, simulation, and manufacture and optimization with manufacturing constraints, everything under the same workbench. So this is called as the function-driven generative designer, and this function-driven generative designer will ensure that you are able to generate the design based on the typical constraints that you provide. So this is how the final shape looks like. And you can see here the buy to fly ratio for this component is 8:1. Here it is 14:1. And when it comes to 3D printing, it is 1.3 to 1. So again, based on regular subtractive manufacturing, based on milling operations, based on 3D printing. So this is how you can save the material, and you can see like almost it was almost 415 grams. It has come down to almost 231 grams. Like 50% of the weight is removed, and again meeting all the functional requirements. It is more aesthetic, and also at the same time it can meet all the demands of the design. So this is what we can do using this particular workbench called function driven generative designer. So this is one example I wanted to highlight. Similarly, I just showcase some of those examples here. So initial design on the left side and the final design on the right side. So wherever the shape reduction can be done, that is decided by the software, and then you can optimize the design in such a way that you come down by almost like 40 to 50 percentage on the weight, overall weight, at the same time meeting all the functional requirements. So I move on to the next level, which is called as modeling and simulation approach. So together they are coming together because today typically traditionally, if you see most of the companies, they have a design department and they also have simulation department. They almost like work in silos, because every time a design team provides certain input in terms of neutral formats or some kind of software file types, and then simulation team performs, and if they want to do some modifications or changes, again they have to get back to the designer and inform them about what changes needed. So again the kind of amount of time that is spent between the departments is very high. So here, if you are having all the things together under the same workbench, then it becomes easier for us to automate the complete modeling and simulation, and at the same time we can get the results quickly. We can also make the changes quickly in the design, because we are not moving out of the user interface. So this is the most optimized approach that we are providing: design, simulation, and optimization, everything coming together under one workbench. So here you can do composite structure analysis and damage and failure analysis. Again, the model dynamics and vibration response. We can also do the topology and shape optimization. We can look for the fatigue and durability analysis also using the same workbench. So here you just have to provide the simulation roles on top of design. Under the same user interface, you can deliver all this and find out the accurate results. You can also compare with the physical test results. So this is the ModSim approach that we have: model preparation followed by boundary conditions and the mesh, and then you explore all the parameters because we need to do the design of experiments, and then you come out with the results, and finally you will finalize the design and move forward. So I will take one example with respect to battery simulations. What we can do, we can perform, the simulations on the battery design and find out battery aging process or battery degradation process. Looking at the cell level surface temperature, we can do that using the same 3D experience platform using the ModSim approach. So in this example, we are trying to highlight a battery pack, and then we are looking at the thermal management. You can see the CFD simulation, how the air is flowing or any other liquid is flowing. We can highlight all that. We can also check what is the kind of surface temperature at each cell level. So we do perform battery simulations at the molecular level, and then at the battery cell level, battery pack level, and also at the vehicle integration level. So we perform all these kinds of simulations using Xflow and PowerFlow, and also many other CFD softwares that we use within this platform with the specific rules well defined. So this is the advantage that you have using the platform. You can cover all aspects of design, simulation, and optimization, and also towards the manufacturing. So this is the example. Now, once I complete this, validate these results, I can submit these results to DGCA. I mean, DGCA knows that Dassault Systems provides very accurate results. And they also, in fact, tell openly in the forums that make use of your virtual simulation softwares to, validate this requirement and come out with the most accurate results. so that our job becomes easier while doing the type certification. So in fact, they recommend Dassault System software to do these virtual simulations, arrive at the right design, and also which is meeting all the requirements with respect to type certification. Then we move on to manufacturing. So in this case, the manufacturing is here something like, right, you can create the complete virtual shop floor, and you can also run through the process planning. If you are using robotics, you can also highlight that this is a complete virtual shop floor environment we are trying to highlight here with respect to an eVTOL. And then I mean, eVTOL or any unmanned aerial vehicle. So we can highlight the process plan along with the Gantt charts and timelines like this, and also the assembly simulation. Basically, you can show the complete fitting simulations of the assembly step by step and in sequence, so that you will understand with respect to the 5D, what we call as 5D means the 3D plus cost and time. So this is how we perform this process planning, and we deliver this assembly simulations. So again, you don't have to move out of the screen. You just have to move from design and simulation to manufacturing. So there are only certain digital manufacturing roles which are available. And if you want to go for 3D printing, or if you want to go for a regular traditional manufacturing machining, you can do all that using this manufacturing. So we move from engineering bill of materials to manufacturing bill of materials, and then we assemble that, we check that what is the time frame that is needed, and also how to optimize the shop floor, how to go for production planning and scheduling. Every aspect of the manufacturing is covered under this same platform, right? So this is what I wanted to highlight with respect to virtual shop floor. So in this example, we are trying to highlight the process planning and also the Gantt charts and the timelines, assembly simulations, fitting simulations. We can also do work instructions. We can include robots. We can include human economics also in from this. So this is what I wanted to highlight. So then we move on to this design governance for certifications. So when we say design governance for certifications, typically you need to manage the type certification process within your workbench, within your platform. You should be able to manage that. So what kind of procedures are involved with respect to type certification, and how do you go step by step, and how do you monitor it, basically using the same governance layer. So in this case, we see here, we have our Enovia project governance layer, wherein you can create the project with the type certification with the, say, EASA or whatever, DGCA, then initiate the certification basis, proposed applicable certification specifications. You can highlight all that. You can attach all the documents, Excel sheets or PDF or any other CAD data. You can attach under this particular specification. Then special conditions, proposed deviations, and of course the equivalent safety findings, very very important for the flight dynamics. Then what is the record of the type certification basis, then we talk about the deviations and so on. So we have this complete template which is readily available. So you can make use of this template to start this process under the Enovia project governance, and you can continue to monitor it. So in this again, we can actually bring in that simulation results, and we can attach with respect to certification process, because it becomes easier for you to check the results under the same workbench. So the simulation results, whatever that you see here, the displacement, von Mises stresses, or the, while being in the flight condition, how the CFD simulation is. So all these things are highlighted in this same workbench, same user interface. You can attach these results. You can also simulate these results for anyone. So these are simple simulation files which you can highlight. Right. So this is how we perform, and we generate these results, and we provide these results to DGCA. So from the same platform, I'm doing the design, simulation, and optimization, and also I'm providing these results and reports to DGCA. At the same time, I'm also entering into the manufacturing phase. I will also cover this manufacturing effectively right from the start of process planning with PPR definition, product process and resource definition, and then I complete my machining or sheet metal fabrication or composites definition, whatever. So we can do that complete manufacturing and then deliver this complete assembly together. So this is the governance layer which is available in the platform, wherein you are able to bring in all the type certification process in the form of a template, and then you can store all the results as well as data, associated engineering data, in the same platform under the same project dashboards. And you can also simulate these results. You can highlight it to any of those authorities for enabling the type certification process. So this is a typical thing which I wanted to highlight with respect to the drone industry, how we are providing our solutions to the customers. So in summary, I wanted to highlight all aspects of a drone manufacturing, and with type certifications in place, how do you perform them? So I'll just run through this one complete simulation, of the entire platform, right from the ideation phase of the design to concept design to preliminary design, detailed design, followed by trade-off studies and simulations, and then finalizing and optimizing the design and finalizing the design. Then you move on to the manufacturing bill of materials, followed by the actual shop floor execution. So this is what I wanted to highlight here in this one single video. So in this example, this is my typical dashboard as a user. You can see the number of tasks assigned to me, like to do task are in work progress or in approval status, so and so, and also the complete status. So you will have this dashboard, and you will see, like, if your manager is assigning certain task for you, then it is highlighted immediately. It will throw a pop-up message for you. It will also highlight it in your dashboard. So be it a design change or design modification or a new design creation, you can get it highlighted over here. So this is a typical requirements gathering. You can actually collect all these details in the form of say MS Word document or PDF or Excel sheet. You can collect these documents. You can categorize them into chapters and sub chapters automatically, and also see the all requirements definitions are being highlighted in the platform. So once you have this requirement well defined, then we enter into the design and simulation phase. So you can do trade-off studies, like how the flight conditions are. Say, so we make use of Daimola behavior. Basically, it's for model-based systems engineering, what we call it as. So we can see the dynamic flight simulations and also how these reports are getting generated here. So we can do all that under the same environment. So this platform also supports model-based systems engineering here. So once you complete that design and simulation process, so I'm just highlighting that. Of course, you can also see what kind of the wing structure or what are the blades. You can highlight all that. I mean, in this case, it's a wing structure for the unmanned aerial vehicle. So we can also perform the CFD simulation when it is in the air. We can see how the stresses are coming onto the surface in this fashion. So this is the eVTOL which I'm talking about. Now you can do multiple trade-off studies while doing the simulation. You can find out what is the most optimized result based on certain condition. Then this comes, this is typically like you are highlighting the complete animation of this particular, eVTOL. Now with the help of 3D Excite. So using 3D Excite, I can render all the things, including the buildings and then humans and also rest of the things. I can highlight this simulation of this particular eVTOL like this. Then we move on to the kinematic mechanisms. So in this case, how the rotor blades are coming out, and you can see the simulation in terms of kinematics. Then you enter into composites, basically for the mechanical engineering definition. So how do you create stack up, sequencing, ply generation, ply book generation, ply flattening, and also generating the drawing generations for each and every ply, with area orientation and thickness definition, material definition. So this is about composites engineering. Then I was talking about lightweight engineering. So here, how to reduce the weight overall for a given assembly or a part with the help of these loading conditions, boundary conditions, and also the manufacturing constraints. So we can arrive at right shape, which is more aesthetic at the same time less in weight. So using subdivision surface technology, we can create this kind of models, and then we can arrive at most aesthetic shapes. Then I was talking about in this case, it is piping and tubing, which this is also highlighted as a part of fluid design. We can highlight all that fluid design as a part of this exercise. Then I move on to battery simulations. So whether it is battery simulations or battery pack simulation, cell level or at a vehicle integration level, we can do all kinds of battery studies in terms of thermal management, aging process, degradation process, all this, and then we can come out with the most proper results using this. So in this case, we are using the Dymola as a language to generate this kind of logical circuit definition, and MBSC layer is very much part of this platform. So you can perform these battery simulations this way. So from there, I move on to the next level. That is, once your simulation is completed, I will move on to manufacturing. So you can see the product structure editor. You can also highlight like this using web interface. You can highlight the entire assembly of the eVTOL or a drone in this like this. And then you can also do the sectioning, measurements, inertia calculations, CG calculations, all those things under the web interface itself. Basically, you require only Internet Explorer or Google Chrome for this. So once you complete this composites manufacturing preparation, then you move on to this the web interface definition. You can also run through the simulations here in the same workbench. So you don't require any some simulation players and all. It's all available in the platform. In fact, this platform supports more than 400 file types. You can see here, you can also submit this type certification results to the DGCA or any other authoritative board, and then you can get all the details. Then I move on to manufacturing. Here I define the virtual shop floor, assembly simulations, timelines and Gantt charts, process planning, and then of course the associated data with respect to process planning and work instructions for the shop floor operators. So we can do all that using the same workbench. So now this is the one complete summary of what I wanted to tell in terms of collaborative mechanical engineering using ModSim approach, and then followed by the Enovia project governance layer with the associated engineering data, and also on top of that I am adding digital manufacturing solutions, everything coming under the one single user interface. So this is what I wanted to highlight about the 3D experience platform, which is providing the complete digital continuity right from ideation process to obsolete phase. So these are the benefits if you are adopting this particular platform. Basically, you can improve the engineering efficiency. Of course, as a startup also, you can definitely benefit in terms of reducing the overall prototype time, number of prototypes by 40%. And then you can comply to all the qualities and compliance standards set by DGCA. And of course, using this platform, you can connect with all the stakeholders of the organization, be it managing director, CEO, or it could be engineer, or it could be sales manager, no matter. Everybody can get connected on this platform on cloud at any point of time, at anywhere, at any on any device. So we have, by doing this, you will reduce all non-value added activities at least by 30%. So it's like available on the smartphone, it is available on the iPad, tablet, or desktop, or workstation. So you can make use of this. You can refresh the data, refresh the information in a second, and then you can highlight what is the latest available data on your platform. So this is how we provide the digital continuity across all the organizational barriers. Then, of course, securing the certification on time is the most critical aspect. So how to accelerate the certification process, how to reduce the overall prototype time, and also how to get the certification process through simulation results those things which will help in terms of type certification clearance. So this is what we can get the benefits out of this digital experience platform, which is available from the Dassault Systems. So coming to this global players, yes, we have lots of customers. In fact, we provide lots of startup offers for the drone industry. Today our major focus is with respect to drone and space, where we are able to provide the startup offers. So these are the many companies. Of course there are some OEMs also in this. They make use of our complete software on cloud, 3D experience platform on cloud, to complete their you know the type certification as well as the final assembly. So these are some of our customers in India, and who are actually working very closely with us, like Daksha Man Systems and RAFE. I talked about military surveillance drones coming from RAFE, which is based out of Noida. Vanville Aerospace, Ali Aerospace, Gurdon and Man Systems. We have Throttle Aerospace Systems, Farm Robo, General Analytics, and of course Magic Mina from Coimbatore. So these are some of our customers who are working on this 3D experience platform on cloud. They're able to see the benefit of the solution in terms of design simulation, optimization, and also the manufacturing. So this is what I wanted to conclude today, like how we can proceed.
Moving forward, I would like to thank Shri Kumar sir for delivering a very insightful session. I'm sure it was very helpful to all our attendees as well. I would like to also thank all our audience for joining this session today. If you have any further queries related to the subject matter or any other topics related to drone design or development or
Startup
certification,
offer as well. Yeah,
yes, or
startup offer
any,
also. We can, if you are looking for that, definitely we can come and discuss in person. We can definitely provide
yeah,
the startup offer for the drone segment.
yeah, any questions related to startup offer or anything related to the subject matter topic which we discussed today, you can reach out to us. Our email and contacts are displayed on the screen right now. So you can reach out to us at any time and we'll be happy to address your queries. Thank you.